Hello, welcome to the Healthy Alternatives podcast. I am Dr. Christine Sauer with DocChristine.com. Today's show is a recording of my radio show of the same name. Enjoy! Good afternoon, this is Dr. Christine Sauer, your host of the show Healthy Alternatives here on 97.5 CIOE FM with live stream on communityradio.ca every Thursday at 12 noon Atlantic Standard Time. Thanks for tuning in today. In this show, I will talk, mostly with guests, about all aspects of health, healthcare and wellness, from conventional to alternative and everything in between. My mission for this radio show is to help change people's lives for the better by informing them about different options to get and stay healthy and well so they can choose for themselves which option might work in their case. And if you feel you are stuck in a dark place, I want to tell you, don't give up. There's a light at the end of the tunnel for you too. Today, I'm extremely pleased to be with Mr. Rakesh Modi. Welcome, Rakesh.
Thank you, Dr. Christian.
Now, you are an Ayurvedic practitioner working out of Toronto in Canada, but you are way more than that. Tell me a little bit about how your background is, what you're doing, and how you got to become an Ayurvedic practitioner.
That's a good question. This is our family heritage. I have seen my father practicing here in Canada since 1988. And I have seen my grandfather practicing, and he has mentioned to me that he has seen his grandfather practicing.
Wow.
So this is our family heritage. I don't know from how many generations we are practicing Ayurveda. But in Canada, we are established since 1988 by my father, Dr. Rakesh Modi. Now, how did I come into this practice? Because what I see, it's a family heritage. So I like to preserve that and take it to the next level. And then I joined my father in 1996. But before that, I had a full training from my father as well as the various gurus. I was fortunate to have very good quality, very high profile, very highly wisdom gurus in my life. They have prepared me for the modern world. Mm-hmm. To forecast and to showcase ancient wisdom of Ayurveda, which has been practiced for 11,000 years.
Now, let me just interrupt and ask you, for those listeners that are not quite sure what Ayurvedic is, where it comes from, can you say a little bit where it comes from? I believe it's originated in India. I don't know how old the practice is. I know of Deepak Chopra. He's quite famous doing that. And many people will have a little bit heard of it, but don't really know what it is, what the belief system is, and what is good about it.
Sure. Ayurveda has been practiced from within India, established originally from India. It's been practiced from 11,000 years.
For 11,000 years?
Yes.
So it is older than acupuncture?
Yes.
Wow.
Actually, if you really understand and comprehend history, India has ruled China for 20 centuries. So India has trained Chinese. And acupuncture was originally invented by Indians under the name of marma therapy.
Wow.
And then, because Chinese learner used to come to the India through the Silk Route, and then they have learned everything from India. So if you really understand, India and China has very similar customs. Mm-hmm. So Ayurveda has been practiced for 11,000 years. Before 2,000 years ago in India, we used to do plastic surgery with or without anesthesia. Mm-hmm. And what is the meaning of Ayurveda? Ayu means life, Veda means science. So it's a complete science of the life.
Wow.
The way of the life, which is based on the 5 elements of the world, which is air, fire, water, sky, and earth. So Ayurveda have a philosophy that our body is made out of these 5 elements, and when we die, we mix into the 5 elements. Between life and death, if anything goes imbalance out of these 5 factors, so 5 elements, we have something called sickness, disease, or you can name it whatever illness is, you can name it. So this particular Ayurveda has Ayurveda has a simplest way to practice with very high wisdom at how Ayurveda has been practiced. So what we do is we do the pulse assessment. From rhythm of the pulse, we find out what imbalance this man or woman have.
Mm-hmm.
Based on that, we will customize a diet, ingredient-based diet.
Yeah.
And then based on that, we customize the treatment plan, what therapies, Ayurvedic therapies and herbs are suitable for this man or woman. So Ayurveda is completely natural. All the herbs and formulation has been prepared from various bark, roots, leaves, and all other aspects related to natural world. And it's formulated such a way to customize each individual's need. And Ayurveda is always been customized for the client's requirement.
Yeah.
This is the only system on earth that can really customize entire treatment plan, just like your signature. So nobody can copy your signature. So
Wow.
this is how Ayurveda has been practiced for many, many years.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you, many people will see the similarities with acupuncture and the traditional Chinese medicine. Now, you say Ayurveda came first and then basically the Indians trained the Chinese.
Because if you really understand the history and if you really see the oldest ancient map,
Yes.
India and China was together. India was spread quite far.
Mm-hmm.
So then what used to happen, that Chinese used to come to the India to study, like Ayurveda, astrology, Vastu, acupuncture, anything you name it. And then they used to go back and retrain their own people, because everybody cannot come from China to India.
Yes.
So that's how, then they come out with their own idea. They set up something new and give new name based on their requirement of their geographic areas that they think this is suitable, because everything that they have learned from India cannot be fit into their environment. So they change something here and there and give new name to it.
Now, really, the difference is that you're saying traditional Chinese medicine is adapted to the Chinese continent, or what's the difference? Or is there any?
I think when I try to look at a Chinese TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, they are more practiced towards still the raw material base. Where here, Indian Ayurvedic system has a pills and powder format. You just have to take it. You don't have to boil it or do this and that. You just have to. It's there in a pills format, or they are in a powder format.
Okay.
So you just take it. You don't have to boil it. You don't have, because experts, the Ayurveda Acharya or Vaidya, which is Ayurvedic physicians, they will actually prepare all these things with the final delivery that you just have to swallow it. So that is I think it's a little bit more difference. Now they are coming out with the capsules and all other capsules or pills or other things, just like Indian Ayurvedic facilities also now coming out with a little bit modern style, because time to time you have to have upgrade. You cannot just always hold ancient wisdom. You have to mix yourself with the modern requirement.
Right.
And when I try to understand and comprehend and try to look back to the history and research and everything, the majority, the highest quality herbs are grown surrounding. They're definitely different part of the world too, but most of the high profile herbs are grown surrounding to the Himalaya areas, Tibet and South India. South of the Himalaya. north of the Himalaya, which is China. So there are lots of herbs where in that surroundings, and that's where there's so much common things you can find between Indian and Chinese traditional medicine.
Well, that certainly makes sense, and that is very interesting. I mean, I did a little bit of the history of medicine myself when I was younger, and I know that really all civilization and medicine originated in the old Sumer, Babylonian, Assyrian, at least the western part of medicine that started.
Yes.
Really, they learned it from the Indians too.
And if you go any part of the world to learn even modern medicine, especially surgery, they say father of surgery is a Shushruta from India.
Yeah. I've seen actually how they rebuilt the nose in ancient India. That was very, very interesting.
Yes. And we, as a family point of view, you will find lots of families like us.
Yeah.
They are trying to reserve and preserve this knowledge for the next generation. And like try to also add modern wisdom to it, so then people can comprehend and understand better.
Now that is really a fascinating aspect, because I really feel that something is missing in our modern conventional medicine and the Western thing. And I think the Eastern ways like Ayurveda and in a way traditional can infuse that medicine and the individualized part that I really like, and lead to a more individualized system that I really, really, really like.
You know, when it comes to the modern medicine also has come out with a very different point of view towards health.
Yeah.
And also there are lots of good things. I appreciate what modern wisdom has done, modern medicine has done. Now, like in India, or even here, I've been invited by Parliament and then asked questions: how could we popularize Ayurveda here, and how could we work here in Canada as Ayurveda? And what is your approach? I said, my approach is going to be very simple. That we can combine ancient wisdom with modern wisdom and practice at a hospital level.
I really love that. And I have to stop here because it's the end of the first half of today's broadcast. But please tune in after the commercial break for more about Ayurveda with Rakesh Modi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello and welcome back to Healthy Alternatives here on 97.5 CIOE FM or on the web at communityradio.ca. I'm your host, Dr. Christine Sauer, and today I'm talking with Mr. Rakesh Modi, an Ayurvedic practitioner, acupuncturist in Toronto. And in the first half of the show, we were talking about the history of Ayurveda and that it really is the most ancient medical tradition in the world. And that the word Ayurveda, which I didn't know, means life science. Welcome back, Rakesh.
Thank you.
And I'm excited to hear more about Ayurveda and how you blend it with the modern world and ancient wisdom, because the traditional modern medicine, conventional medicine, is one cause, one treatment. You have this diagnosis, say you have an abscess, you get antibiotics. It doesn't work in all cases. So what is the difference and how do you blend it?
Well, generally, for example, something like diabetes. When people come to us and they're already taking metformin or some other medication, now they don't want to continue, or maybe they are not happy with it. So then, when they are coming for diabetes treatment towards Ayurveda, then we have to first educate them enough.
Yeah.
Ayurvedic standard and principle.
Mm-hmm.
Because without correct knowledge, you cannot have that curing or healing process appears within your body. So education is must.
Mm-hmm.
So then we start with something simple like a trifla, which is a most common herbal formulation, which is a 3 fruit together, and that is a master drug in Ayurveda.
Mm-hmm.
To help you mostly to improve your digestion and detoxify at same time.
Uh-huh.
Then we can give something like a chitrakadi, which is made out of the certain roots, which is chitrak roots,
Mm-hmm.
and that is good to remove unnecessary gas from the system. So that will help you improve your digestion
Mm-hmm.
and metabolism and improve your circulation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if this man or woman want to substitute their current medications, then we start with a single herb, diabetic medicine called Gudmar. So this is a single herb which could be substitute for the modern medicines. They don't want to take it. So now, slowly, gradually, they can go towards. And generally, what I suggest to my client, that will be your decision if you want to quit or continue with both together or no. It's definitely your decision and your call, because everybody is different. And sometimes metformin can help you to control the symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
But that natural medicines, Ayurvedic medicines, may go within your system and try to improve your metabolism. So as soon as you improve your metabolism, you may have chances of your body get balanced. Once your body gets balanced, you will have more circulation and your pancreas can have more oxygen and blood. So your pancreas can function very well. And that is the beauty of Ayurveda. You can go to the root cause.
I really love that approach. I myself try to get to the root cause as much as I can with my clients. How do you see nutrition in Ayurveda?
Nutrition is very important, but also one thing that we have to customize for each individual man and woman.
Right.
So, for example, if I'm just having office job and I'm not burning so much my calorie for whole day, so I probably eat less. But somebody's truck driver doing labor job or working outdoor, or maybe they have so much going on within their whole day, they probably need more calorie and more food than me.
Mm-hmm.
So this is when nutrition point of view, Ayurvedic point of view, this information has to be keep it in mind before you prepare a customized suggestion to your client. I think that could probably help you understand the difference, that everybody's different, everybody's need different,
Right.
everybody's lifestyles, work styles and food styles are different.
And Ayurvedic medicine takes that into account. Now, some people might have heard of those body types that Ayurveda said, like Kapha or Pitta. Do you work with those, and what do they mean?
Generally, what we do is when we check your pulse and we try to assess your pulse, we try to figure what kind of body you have. So then we say, okay, your Vata means too much air, too much gas in the system. Kapha means too much water, too much coolness in the system. Then Pitta means fire, too much fire in the system.
Mm-hmm.
So Vata, Pitta and Kapha. So as we say, air, fire, water, sky and earth. So out of the five, three things are like an air, fire and water, which is Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Not exactly the same translation, but just to make your client comfortable and making understanding of the system.
And do I see that right, that there's really hardly anybody that's typical for one type, but you look at it more as a matrix that somebody's individual is situated in?
It's always possible, because nowadays our food style has completely changed.
Yeah.
Our lifestyle is completely changed. Our work style has been changed. I always ask my clients, how do you get sick? Oh, we don't know. I said, there are only 3 reasons you can get sick. When you manipulate your lifestyle, work style, and food style. So, if you want to get out of your issues and problems, you need to improve your lifestyle, your work style, and food style.
Love that.
If you don't improve that, and take responsibility. I always tell my clients, you must take your responsibility. Stop blaming someone else for problems that you have.
That is wonderful. Now, let's emphasize that. We have to teach our clients that they have to take responsibility for their own health and not delegate it to their doctor. Doctors and practitioners like yourself and myself can be consultants, but never take responsibility for somebody's well-being.
Yes, it's not only responsibility. I say to my client, tomorrow if you get cured, you get healed. I cannot take credit for that also.
Right.
Because, as we said, we are just consultant. We just guided you. You followed everything.
Right.
We didn't do anything for you.
Yeah. Super.
We just give you the path. We just give you GPS. It's up to you how to follow the GPS.
Yeah, that's right. And I like the analogy with the GPS. Now, you talked about a little bit about panchakarma. What is that?
Panchakarma is one of the very high-profile detox, which is very anciently designed to detox your mind, body, spirit, and soul, and align entire body. Because many times, if you probably in your practice also, we see the clients.
Yes.
They generally don't have disease, but what is the problem? Their body, mind, soul, spirit, and heart is not aligned.
Right.
Why? Because too much toxins in the system, too much imbalance in the life, and here and there, too many things going on or this and that. The Panchakarma is one of the beautiful things that can help you detox. So generally, the Panch means 5, Karma means therapy. But generally, there are more than 5 therapies involved in there.
Yeah.
But again, it requires customization, that what these clients require. So mostly, what we do is, in I'm talking about Indian style, that we prepare the body first with certain herbs and certain restrictions to have detox. Because you need to prepare your body for that. You cannot just go for detox. Oh, I want to detox. You have to customizedly prepare that client to go through detox, which is going to be massage and vomiting, and maybe you go for toilet several times and things like that.
Yeah, so that is really interesting. I hate to do that to you, Rakesh, but I have to cut you a little bit short. I would love to talk to you for hours, but now my listeners would like to know how can they contact you if they're interested about more information? Do you only work in person in Toronto, or are you working online or on the phone? How does it work?
Generally, we have clients from all around North America and also from Europe. So most of the time, people generally come and visit us. That's the one way, physical, like an appointment. And then if they, let's say, they are from Nova Scotia, or they are from Montreal, or they are from US, they simply visit our website, which is www.ayurvediclifestyles.com, and fill out an online consultation form. When we receive it, then we'll contact them either by email or phone call, and then we will just prepare whatever we think is suitable for his requirement, her requirement, and we mail it over to them.
Now that is wonderful, and I'll make sure to share those links in the posts and podcast version of this show. Thank you so much for being on the show today, Rakesh.
Thank you, Dr. Christian. I really appreciate your concern over popularizing Ayurveda in Canada.
Thank you. I'll be happy to do that. And this brings me to the end of today's show. And please don't hesitate to contact me with any questions, thoughts, comments, or suggestions. Or if you'd like to contact Rakesh Modi, my email here is christine@communityradio.ca, or contact me through my website, docchristine.com. And I'm always grateful for any feedback, and I also want to extend a special thank you to today's producer, Ron Goyash. Thanks, Ron. Thank you all for listening to Healthy Alternatives. I'm your host, Dr. Christine Sauer. Tune in next Thursday at noon on 97.5 CIOE FM Community Radio with live stream on communityradio.ca for the next episode. Goodbye and have a great day.